I think consumers can feel a little perplexed on how to determine whether their midwife is safe and whether the birth center or the facility that they're going to is safe. And so the idea that there's some objective expertise that has been established to identify a birth center as an accredited practice is a really good thing.
Having a baby and deciding where you're going to have your baby is a really challenging decision. You get to meet with a lot of different professionals, and one of the benefits of ourselves being CABC accredited and what that does for the consumer is that they know that the birth center is holding themselves to a standard of excellence, that they're going to be cared for in the best way possible in that birth center setting.
To be accredited, you really have to follow the midwifery model of care. And that's a huge benefit to the client. There's a certain philosophy that goes with that they can just assume is going to happen. Things like respect and autonomy, knowing that they are in charge of their health care, receiving the comfort measures. And if you look at the statistics, the likelihood of having a vaginal birth is so high in a birth center. That's really important to women.
They can have reassurance that we are adhering to these national guidelines for safety and evidence-based care. We do like a weekly orientation for anyone who's interested in the birth center. And so I almost always reference the fact that there is actually an organization that accredits birth centers nationally, and we are nationally accredited. I think it gives them another level of confidence that they're getting care in a safe environment.
Families can feel comfort in the high standard of care that the birth center is following. Any parent can download our indicators and review. We're making sure that supplies aren't expired, equipment is maintained, policies are followed. We're making sure that everybody's credentialed. And the biggest part of it is a quality assurance program. So our birth centers as well are taking a high-level overview and reviewing their charts, reviewing if there's a trend, what can they do better. And I think that's really important for the parents to know that they are doing a lot of quality assurance. They're running drills to make sure that things do go smoothly if anything were to come up.
As a consumer, you pick someone that's licensed and maybe governed by their own body of safety or quality, whatever that may be. And so CABC is that for birth centers. And if I was a birth center consumer, it would be very meaningful to me to know that the midwives and the team that I was working with see the value in a national standard of safety and accreditation, and that they've been willing to put in the hard work and time to get that seal, to learn from other people in their field, and to make that continuous commitment to accountability for quality and safety.
If you know that a birth center is accredited, you know that somebody else other than them has really looked at their standards and said, these midwives, these providers are really striving for excellence. They're really meeting the highest standards. They're charting to the highest standards. They have the highest quality control. They're looking at what they're doing and reevaluating it regularly. That's honestly my favorite part of CABC, the CQI. It's saying, what lessons are you learning from what you did? And I think consumers really want to know that. Our birth centers taking a critical look at themselves, and everybody makes mistakes, but are they learning from them? And I think that's really important.